So we did our project called SHIKSHA, and we did it based on everything we've done in the summer camp, what we've learned, what were our favorites, and other activities.
So why what we learned was important. So every morning we started out by silent time, where we sat on the towels and said in crisscross. In the beginning, only one boy named Athrea did it correctly, but then we all joked and thought he was doing it wrong, but we were actually doing it wrong. So then after that, we sat in crisscross and said Om. And we also had a Q&A where we asked DrTPS some questions and then he gave answers. And I really liked the Q&A because he didn't just give us answers, he gave us answers and thoroughly explained them to us.
I liked the human chain because it was a knowledge game and they're the leader and it all and it made everyone think, and the boys laughed at the girls won because the boys were shouting something out at the same time, and only one girl was saying something at the one time, so that's how the girls won. My favorite thing was making this SHIKSHA summer camp tree, and why I love it was I love to make it, and I love to make that cover, and I love to make that paperback, and I like going outside for an observation, so we got to go outside and then we got to look at the rocks, park, plants, animals, and trees. And then we got to write down our observations on a paper in a notebook, and then we had to show them to DrTPS for him to look at.
My favorite thing was when you had to make different words with teacher. So you had to find out how many words you could make with teacher. So I only found 11, but someone found 33, and she wrote them all down on a big piece of paper. So then all together we found 63. The lesson was that if you work in a group, you can accomplish more.
My favorite thing is drama and the penguin game.
My favorite thing was when we did silence meditation. So what we did was we were doing Om chanting. We were chanting out the word Om while we were silently meditating. So on Monday we did Himalayan meditation, which we would relax ourselves.
So what I liked was the coin game. So what you do is take an even of coins in one hand and an odd coin in another hand, and then you put it, and then you show it to them, and then you say even or odd to another person, and then they have to guess on what one hand, and if it's even or odd, if they get it right, we have to give them a coin. If they got it wrong, they have to give us a coin. And it was fun, so everyone almost liked it.
So as you can see, we've had several activities and we've learned a lot from it. But one of our biggest activities was drama, which we did on Wednesday. And basically we got into little groups and we all made a drama or a play. And the rule was that it had to have a moral and it should be visible throughout the play. And it was really fun working with friends to create a drama, create a script, assign roles, and then we played it out, and it was fun to see the different dramas. And yeah, another favorite of mine was making this SHIKSHA tree, and it was fun to work with friends, to look back on the summer camp, and think about what we learned, what it taught us, our takeaways, and other things. Thank you. And none of this would have been possible without our wonderful volunteers, DrTPS, and special thanks to the UUCCI, the HSSI, and the Cable. Thank you.
This week, the students have participated in many fun activities such as
the human shape, the coin game, and drama.
So now the kids will come and talk about the activities they did while the kids and youth were separated.
So first we did crafts and we made a paper bag. Then we did random games and it was enjoying for playing outside with your friends and we leaped on the steps. We played the charades. So the volunteers would whisper something in our ears and we had to act it out. And then we did art. We did drawing and color.
We did capitals and countries. So everybody in the group gathered in a circle. The first person would say a country, then its capital. The next person would say the previous person's country and capital, and then a new one. We also did the teacher word game, where we would try and make as many words with the letters in the word teacher.
Every day, we also had an amount of time to ask DrTPS questions about himself and his experiences in the world. And we also played a game, Presence of Mind, in which we had 6 groups, A through F, each had a letter, and every time DrTPS called out one letter, that group whose name was that letter, they had to punch their fist and say that letter. If they got it wrong, because he'd often point at other groups, then you'd be punished.
Except we didn't get punished.
So,
We did drama where we're supposed to be in 5 groups and we're supposed to make a play without humans. And we also did songs like Ekata Swaramitra and Jana Gana Mana. And Tuesday we also did an observation walk to find the stuff in the woods.
So we did a human chain, and we did the cone game.
So basically the coin game was this game where you had 5 coins, and then you would either have three in one hand and 2 in the other, or 5 in one hand and 0 in the other, or like 1 in one hand and 4 in the other. And then, okay, come here. So let's pretend I had 4 in one hand and 1 in the other. I have to ask even or odd. Odd. So I had 1 in this hand, so I had to give him 1 coin. So like that, we keep going until the end of the game, and you gotta keep your earnings, or yeah.
Every day we would start out with silence time, when we would put our arms like this and put our forehead on our arms, and we would chant Om.
Okay. So overall, during this entire week, we had a lot of fun and learned a lot from DrTPS and each other. We also made a lot of new friends. So we give special thanks to DrTPS and Nick Cable, and we also give special thanks to
UUCCI and HSSI.
and the volunteers too.
So all of you spoke about what you did with DrTPS, but none of you said what you did with Mr. Nick Cable. You've been thanking him. No. So can one of you say what you did with Mr. Cable?
So he came yesterday and he had this box. It was covered by a red cloak, and it was covered by a red velvet blanket kind of thing. So he was talking about different things. Before that, we were playing some games, and then when he opened the box, there were some things inside which he talks about, and SHIKSHA, SHIKSHA, like my boss DrTPS. Drama, working Q&A, fun and learning every day. SHIKSHA, 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 was a great experience. Are you supposed to do that? So this is our SHIKSHA son. So learning and games. So we learned a lot from DrTPS. We learned about science, space, physics, and mathematics. We also played lots of games. We played a circle of memory challenge game where I said a word and the person next to me had to say my word and then a new word. And we went around that, and it got very hard after a while. And yeah.
So we did speeches every day at the end of the day, and those speeches just summarize what we did like that day.
On the observation walk, we would write what we saw around us in our notebooks. DrTPS made us write a lot of notes about physics, science, and questions about him. We also did drama, where we were divided into rows and a teacher was our leader. we had to present a drama in front on the stage without any real people. It was fantasy. We did the coin game when we had to get 5 coins in a hand, 2 in one hand, 3 in another hand, and then we had to say even or odd. They got it correct. We give them a coin. If they got it wrong, and then they give us a coin. We had snack 2 times a day. We had lunch once on the first day. Wednesday today we have a birthday. Their names, the people, it's Meghana and Radhika, and we got cake. Every day in the morning we lay down on our hands and we chanted all when we were being quiet and we enjoyed.
So, Etheria, what did you like about the camp?
I liked it. I liked it.
A special thanks to all the HSSI volunteers in HSSI and UUCCI for providing us the facility, and also Nick Cable for teaching us about friendship and bonds, and especially to DrTPS for taking time out of this year to spend time with us and teach us. So one of the games our group really liked was the hand game, so we're going to show you how we did it. Cross your hands. Cross your hands. One more hand. Okay, ready? Okay, everybody spin. Spin. Now everybody go inside. Follow our shoulders. Okay. Now go inside. 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 Right. Inside. Inside. And spin. There you go.
Fly so high start.
Namaste. I'm Ishan Suri, and we're going to start with silence. So we sat down on our carpets and we were all quiet, but the only person who did it was Atreya. And the rest of the days we sat on the chairs and said Om. Then we did countries and capitals. First you had to say the country, then you said what their capitals were. Then we did learn by heart, which the meaning is learn with emotion. Next, we did Jana Gana Mana, which was my favorite. It is the national anthem of India. Next, we did Ekata Swatantrata, which was also my favorite. What we did next, one day we did drama, so everybody got into small groups, and each group had to get a story with a moral to it, something that would teach kids what to, not to do in life. So our thing had a lion which jumps into the well after seeing its reflection and thinking of another lion. So next, we learned life meaning, which is, there's three meanings: living in full enjoyment, learning in full enjoyment, and earning in full enjoyment. So next we learned not all 35 states in ABC order. And we learned how global warming might be fake because global warming was introduced to the world by a vice president, not actually a scientist. So that's a bit sketchy, and I don't think you can trust that. Then on one day we went outside, it was on Tuesday, to observe nature. You have to write a lot of things down. So I saw a bunch of bees, flowers, and one of the bees stung my friend actually. And then we also learned about Nemataro.
So we learned the presence of mind, where we would. So originally we had two genders, which is male and female. We choose the two people out of our group to represent and draw the shapes, draw what we wanted to tell them. We learned that if not only one person should tell the people to draw, instead of everybody trying to yell and say, do this, do that, do this. So on our first day, we learned some names. Many names of who is going to be in our camp. Next, we learned about statistics, which is basically the coin game. Let's see. So then we did socialization, where DrTPS taught us that if the universe goes to physics, while the planet goes to Earth, and which is also sociality, that's what we learned. Also, we also learned about what it was like to be a space scientist. It's a very long story on how he became a space scientist, and it's also a very interesting one as well. We also learned that we not only learned that global warming was fake. We also learned that when America landed on the moon, that may possibly be fake because there are actual reasons to why. Because one was how would a footprint be able to get on the moon if you have no gravity? That's one. The other one is the flag was waving. There's no air in space. And the last one was if you look carefully at the flag, there might have been some of this was some of the shadows was on the right side, while the flag shadow was on the left side. That could possibly be artificial light. So that's
In conclusion, my group, they liked this camp really much just because we learned a lot from DrTPS and Nick Campbell, and we also had a lot of fun here. And we want to give special thanks to UUCCI and SSI, and we want to give a special thanks to our volunteers, which is Brahma, Sweta, Nagalakshmi, Dharma, Rekha, Aditi, Kavita, and Madhavi. And we also want to give an extra special thanks to Nick Campbell and DrTPS.
Summer camp had a lot of notes. Guruji, teach us more. Some for the youth, some for the kids, some for the volunteers who made us go. Guruji, how do you do? You have my volunteerism too.
okay. Before I end this, I'm going to demonstrate the coin game. So I want somebody from here. I'm sorry. The audience, adults, please. Audience. Okay. Okay. Something like that. So he's me.
Namaste. We're last but certainly not least. So what we created today is the top 10 things we learned and enjoyed in the summer camp. There were a lot, 27 to be exact, but we picked 10, the top 10. And when you're just
Namaskaram. So this week, every morning we did silence. So what that means is, in one way or another, we'll be quiet for an hour or 30 minutes. It helped us be calm and more ready for the day. We also learned the Jana Gana Mana, the India's national anthem, and something that every Indian should know.
So we also learned the presence of mind, how to use your mind. And what we did in that, there were in total few groups, A, B, C, D to F. And we, in those groups, so DrTPS, he was saying, shouting out letters, okay, A to F. And when they shout out your team's letter, the leader has to say another team's letter, and it has to be one of the team's letters. And the group has to follow. So it was kind of hard trying to concentrate on that, and it was really, really funny, and there was a really big punishment for whoever lost, so that was fun.
We also made a lot of new friends with the games that the camp came up with. And if we didn't learn those games, then we'd all be lonely.
We did States of America, which DrTPS would call people up and they would say States of America, and I really thought it was a good game. I really liked Vande Mataram and Ekata Sudapita. Also, we know DrTPS's favorite subject of life and the stands for it is live and in and full and enjoyment.
There are also other meanings for life, like learning and full enjoyment, and learning is investing in future earnings, and many more actually. But one of the things that I personally loved was countries and capitals because I love geography. So we got separated into groups, and we were either circles or lines. And one person, the starting person, had to say a country and its capital. The next person had to say the country and capital that the person before them said, and add one on. And it goes on and on and on until it becomes harder and harder. This tests our memory and general knowledge of geography. And we also learned a tip and slogan from DrTPS, which in a nutshell basically says that 1/4 of your life's knowledge you gain from yourself and what you do in life. Another 1/4 comes from your acharya, your teacher, and another 1/4 comes from your friends or family or a group of people that you trust and care and love that will teach you, that will give you knowledge for your life. And the last 1/4 you get later in life when you have a lot of experience and you realize what life is exactly about. I would like to thank my group first because without them I wouldn't be able to do this. And my group includes Nicolin M, Manya T, Sahita M, Amaya S, Anika A, Adya C, Gargi G, and Shreyas Y.
We would like to thank our helpful volunteers, Rama Y, Lakshmi T, Sweta P.
You want them on stage?
Yeah.
Please come RTB, Kavita, Madhavi J, and Rekha. And we would like to give a special thanks to UUCCI and HSSI. And we would like DrTPS and Nick Cable to come up on the stage because they're the one who made this become really possible.
This was not in the rehearsal. This was not in the rehearsal. They just started.
Thank you, everyone.
Every day in the morning we practice silence. Da 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 da. After that we ask the questions to Dr. TPS.
DrTPS. Da 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 da.